Hey guys, what's going on? Adam here at Reactive Terrain. So, it a very hot and sticky evening here in the UK, but I suppose we can't moan. It's normally raining, but then it's just one extreme to the other and we don't know what to do with the weather. It's recently been Father's Day, so I managed to get a pretty cool Father's Day present, and I recently did a video about how you kind of could weigh your rigs with a kitchen scale. Nice and simple, nice and easy, but there's a good reason why I wanted one of these, and I'm going to tell you in this video, because honestly this should probably be your next RC gadget that you purchase. And these were super cheap on AliExpress at the moment. I paid less than £60, and that's including delivery, so you can't really grumble at that price. Right, let's get it unboxed and get the app up and see, well, let's see if it actually works, because there's a good chance it might not. All right, let's do this. All right, let's pull all this stuff out of the way, and let's have a little look at what we got. So the first thing I did do was scan the QR code, and that basically pulled the app straight up onto my tablet, which was pretty quick and easy. So let's have a little look and see what's inside the box. I do know they are in there, but I don't know, see, I haven't even taken the blue wrapper off them or anything. So some stickers to indicate what your left front, rear front, sorry, left front, right front, left rear and right rear, and they are, yeah, so they don't actually indicate what they are on them, so I guess we need to plug them in, get them connected, and see where we're at. Okay, let's pull this out then. Alright, well, let's get rid of that. Alright, so underneath they've all got this little on button. Does it do anything? Oh, it does. I've now got a blinking light. Now, up on my screen, I do have a corner weight app. So we're going to just load that up and see if anything comes on. So up in the top corner, oh, it's me. We've got that, so it's scanning. Okay. I don't know if I need to put them all on or just one. Oh, it's unassigned. Okay. So does that now mean I go to it? Input password. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have no idea. Didn't do nothing. Okay, here we go. So unsigned. So let's make this one the right front. Okay. So now we're going to go plus another one. It's not pinged up on the radar. Okay, so here we go. There's another one. Input password. Click on this. And we're going to go left front. Okay. Right. I suppose I better label these as I do this. Right, let me finish this off, get them labelled, and then let's have a play. Alright, so once they're all linked in, you'll notice that the blue light has stopped blinking, and I've done the stickers. They do, I guess, Chinese and Japanese or Cantonese, whatever they say. I don't actually know which one's which now because I've taken all them off, but it doesn't really matter. They still look pretty cool. They're quite cool stickers. I'll find a purpose for them somewhere. Just they'll read left or LR, and no one really know what they look meant to be, but they still look pretty cool. Right, once you've all done, you're going to end up with this screen here, and let's make sure the brightness is on. Yeah, brightness is on, and at the moment it is reading 0, 0, 0, and hopefully when I touch, yeah, so this is the right rear, and as you can see, it is kicking off. Now it's still saying it's registered 15 grams, so I don't know why. It is on a soft mat, so I wonder if that's causing it. Probably a slight little problem. I'm going to take these off. It's registering. I wonder if there's like a reset caliber button. Unit, auto off, calibrate. Do not exit during the okay, I won't exit. Okay, let's calibrate. Do we have to click one? I guess we click one. Please keep the scale firm surface. Ensure there is no objects on the plate. Okay. Right. Ooh. Place. What? I don't know what I don't have any. 2,000 grams. That's like 2 bags of flour. I don't have that. Right, I'm not doing that. So if you click on the right, it actually highlights the wheel, highlights the front, it highlights both, and then the rear, if you click on it, it highlights both. That's pretty cool. So why would you want to buy something like this? Why would you want to, you know, kind of have this type of gadget in your arsenal? And I think, you know, up until recently, I was the same. Why would I need one? But then I started kind of getting into things like this, and realized very quickly that not only do I need it for my comp rigs, but I also need it for drifters, for drag racers, and even for the scaled rigs. Because the one thing I noticed with these is that you've got to, you know, with the scaled stuff, if you don't build them right, they're just going to spend half the time rolling over, and well, that's not much fun at all. So, you know, we're going to get nothing. Hello, what are we doing? Do I need to go back? Yeah. Oh, that was blinking. Actually going to push them a little bit closer as well, just so that the wheel sits kind of in the middle. Let's see how that works. Right, let's go back into the system. Enter. Nope. Nope, does not want to play ball. Oh, have I broken it already? That'd be quite funny. Oh, choose your device. One thing these guys do is I notice they do like loads, like tire balancing, speed, digital, just loads of stuff, loads of cool stuff. All right. Well, if in doubt, just exit out of everything, I guess. And we'll try again. Where did I put that? All right, so we're back on now. I just went out the app and back in the app, and now we have got them registered. Obviously got a little jammed up. I did think it was this, but it's not, so I took it off and didn't make any difference. So anyway, back where we were. So let's place this on kind of roughly, and let's have a look to see. We're not picking up any. Oh, that one's off now. Well, nothing like doing this without all the problems. Is that going to go back on? It's going back on. Oh, did that register? Yeah, there we go. Right, that's back on. So let's have a little look at where. Try and sit it in the middle of the pads. And this isn't a balance rig. This is just how I built it. It's got no battery in it or anything like that. But at the moment, as it stands, it is sitting at 55% up front. So total weight's 390. So that's a 55-45 split. And if obviously I put the battery up front, then that would then push it to that precious little 60-40 mark. And actually it's not overly too bad. It's quite close. And that could simply be the way it's sitting as well. So we could just adjust the body slightly with the suspension, because you can just see that the body was just tilting slightly to the left, and that has just brought it up, balanced that front up almost. Well, that's really close. Front still needs a little bit of work, but there you go. It really does help get that finer balance to your rigs so that you're able to, you know, build something a little bit top heavy, and you know that you haven't put all the weight to the left. So the moment you're on a left incline and you're kind of sitting there, you know, all the weight's down on this side of the vehicle, and you kind of, you know, it's going to go like that. So it's really a great tool to give you this. You see how the body's tilted there? You see that? And that reflects in your weight. So again, you know, keep everything nice and true, keeping everything nice and square, and hopefully that'll keep the figures relatively straight. So it's a great tool to have in your RC gadgets, and you know, I never thought there'd be a real kind of opportunity to have these type of things, but I've learned over the last I guess few months with people having them and bringing them to the course and seeing, you know, how well they do. It's really vital. Now this is just a little drift I threw together with some bits and bobs I had lying around, so it'd be interesting to see, but we are going to have to close this right up. So let's get this nice and close and see if this can go on there. How's that fit? Now with drifters, it's actually a different split. You need 60% at the rear and then only a small amount at the front. But, you know, doing your side is really, really crucial. And at the moment, this is 10 grams. 10 grams on the front more, and 10 grams on the rear more than the other side. So I've got quite a good rear to front split at the moment. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, I definitely got to work on the balance, and that could just be because, as you can see at the moment, that is definitely probably that bit there. Yeah, it's definitely causing a little bit of problems. So it gives me this great look at kind of setting up my electronics. I mean, these are huge, don't need all this big stuff in here, but it's all I got at the moment. But it gives you a really great indication of what is going on. And even when you're doing custom builds, like we do a lot of builds, this is a new kit that we're working on at the moment. We're working on a load of 1/24 drag racers that we'll be able to use for our new 1/24 drag strip. And again, just needs to go in a little bit. Again, these have to be kind of a 60/40 as well, 60 on the rear. We'll have a little look to see where that's sitting. Okay, so at the moment there's quite a lot on the front rear. I'm not sure what's going on there, or whether that's because it's at an angle, or whether that's because the body is all a bit skew with. I'm not sure. Let's try and get it on. It's all kind of just buttered together at the moment. It's a work in progress. Okay, well, for some strange reason, the front right is a lot heavier than the front left. Let's pull that down into the middle slightly. Let's pull these back so they're center of the actual thing. Okay. So this is great for me, you know, when you're kind of doing a kit that you're designing, you know, you get to now figure out why this is all like this. Now, looking at it, and this is a 3D printed chassis, I suspect that there is a slight warp in
the chassis that is causing it to do this flex. And this is only a beta, so I don't expect it to be absolutely perfect. It's thrown together. We're just working on some gearing. In fact, we're just waiting on some gears to turn up. But that gives us a great idea of what we're looking at and the type of problems you would get if your kind of chassis plate was warped. And the only way I say it's warped is because actually I think this is because I think I was a little bit impatient pulling it off the bed, and as I pulled it off, it kind of just distorted the bed slightly. So, you know, I don't want to do that. Although, even now, the body isn't registering at all on this front, but it is on. But it's actually not touching. Yeah. So plenty of tinkering time to be had with this type of gadget. It's super fun, and really does let you into a good insight of what your vehicle is going to be doing or where you need to get it to. Let's try one more crawler. I'll have a look at the comp rig I've got and see where that's looking, just because we can and we've got it up. All right, so we've got the Jawbreaker prototype on the scales, and yeah, you know, straight away, I don't know how true these are because I can't see that being almost double the side, but I imagine there's quite a bit of fine tuning in the suspension, or it's because it's on soft. Yes, I don't know. I can see that making quite a bit of a difference just by pushing down on these pads. I can't see that being almost 80 grams more here than there when it's, well, are identical. So yeah, you definitely got to watch yourself. But I mean, that is, you know, that's built almost spot on for the 60-40 split. And actually looking at the left and right, it's really not that bad. It's 51 and 49, so it's a really nice, well evened rig once built. Obviously you can put a different size battery. This is quite a big battery, but we'll put it on the front anyway. Let's have a little look. And so even when this battery is loaded up, it doesn't really push too much over the edge. So yeah, a smidge heavier on the battery side, which as a driver you'd expect, and on the front you're just seeing the difference, I guess, between the battery and the servo. But again, you could balance that up so that you know, you could go to the extent of making one wheel heavier so that when it's loaded with its battery, you've got that perfect balance, and this is the tool that you can do that with. So yeah, super nice, really happy. The fact that it works. It was half the price of what it is over here, and it does exactly what it says it does. So yeah, nice and happy. So there you go, the SkyRC corner scales, or the corner weight scales. It's the SK 5036. I'll put it in the description below. I'll try and find the link as well that I managed to find it for. I can't guarantee it's still going to be the same price, but yeah, really easy to function. I think I'm definitely going to calibrate them. I think those type of things is always best to calibrate, maybe, and see if that changes anything. But you know, I'm leaning on the counter and it's all going a bit doolally, so it's but yeah, really happy that, you know, they were under 60 quid, and over here they can be quite pricey, and they done well, they worked. Which is, you know, I've only ever brought what, 3 things now from AliExpress. My GT5, which works and it's great. I brought some axles, which they were axles. They were what they said they were. I'm not going to say they were great. They're the OGRC. I've had a lot of problems with the hubs just threading out really easy for the top screws, and also trying to find axles for these ones have been a little bit tricky. I brought a couple of axles and I've ended up having to cannibalize 2 just to get this back on the rocks, and now I've got +4 inserts with +4 outserts. So there's like a big gap between the hub and the wheel, which isn't ideal. So I need to get that sorted out. I think
you know, I really should kind of save up and get some Mias front axles for it. I think that's probably where I need to go. And then these have come through. They are what they are, and I'm happy. So just a quick little video on, well, my new little gadget really. And I think I'm going to spend way too much time just measuring everything. Question is, I'm going to need a lot more weights to counterbalance it all. It's all good fun though, isn't it? Pick yourself up one of these as soon as you've got a bit of cash flow. Get yourself a gadget like this, and yeah, really adds a bit of fun and just takes you that little nerdy into the hobby, which I like. I like being a nerd, especially when we can all nerd out together. Right, I'm going to go cool down and get myself a nice cold drink. I think it's going to be a very sleepless night in the house. Right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Catch you later.